welcome back everybody to the News at 4. Parenting journalist and author Donna Tatro joining us for today's Kids Under Construction. She's joining us from LA via Zoom. Happy Friday, Donna. Thanks so much for joining us.
Happy Friday, Emily. Nice to be here.
Okay, we do have a question from a grandparent regarding bullying, so let's take a listen and then we'll discuss.
Hi, I'm Barbara. I have a grandson who spends a lot of time with us, and he's been telling me lately about some things he's doing to some of the other children at school, and I'm really suspecting he's becoming quite a bully. I'm not sure if he's letting his parents know, but I'm wondering if there's a way you could advise me on how to approach them without ruining the confidence and bond that I have with my grandson.
Okay, Donna, this is a very difficult one because you got a grandma who's got to deal with her own child and then her grandson. So let's talk about the conversations that need to happen. And I think the first one that I think is the most important is to remember kind of who's the adult in the room and who's in charge.
Yeah, you're so right, Emily. And Barbara, what a thoughtful question. I mean, wanting to keep this trust between her grandson. But in the end, like you said, Emily, she's the adult in the room. And the parents and the grandparents need to have permission to parent. Interestingly, I have this book by Dr. Robin Berman who talks about permission to parent. So really, what has to happen first is that grandma has to talk to grandson and say, hey, things don't sound right. We need to talk to your parents. How do you want to do this? We need to tell them what's happening. Do you want to go to your parents together? Do you want me to go with you? Or do you want to tell your parents on your own? But this is something that we need to address. And I love you with all my heart as your grandmother, but we've got to go to your parents.
Okay, I like that. So the grandson here has some control, but also the responsibility. Now let's talk about no bullying is allowed. This is just something we cannot do. So how do we go about that, really instilling that value in our child?
Yeah, so I think we are, talking to this grandson and saying, what are our values? Our values in this family and our extended family as the grandparent is that we're not bullies. We don't bully people. And so what is that going to look like? That means that we have good character. And so that can open up the lines of communication about talking about empathy, character, and the fact that this is something that we don't stand for as a family. So if you're doing this, we've got to figure out why and what's happening.
Yeah, let's talk about the why. I think it's really great that this grandma is so in tune with her grandson that she was picking up on kind of what he was sending to her. And while obviously the bullying is of top priority, there's also got to be something else going on that's leading him to this.
Well, exactly. And according to research, when kids bully, they are being bullied either at home or in school. And so they're feeling unsafe. So we have to figure out, why is this child bullying? Are they being bullied themselves at school? What's happening? Are you trying to fit in? Are you following others in this bullying? And so having the conversation about if that's the case, we need to be an upstander instead. We need to be able to vocalize that this is not something that we're going to do. Think about it, though, as adults, when this is going on, it's difficult for an adult to be an upstander and say, I don't stand for this. But this is something that we need to teach our kids. So trying to figure out why this is happening is really important. And then moving forward in some communication and connection.
Okay, I like that point about how it's hard to do it as an adult in the first place. And now we've got these children who are just trying to figure things out. So that's why this communication and this connection is so important, because it's an opportunity to really take that relationship to an even better level.
You're absolutely right. And I think opening these lines of communication, I love, again, how this grandmother said, I don't want to break this trust. And so then she needs to tell her grandson that, I love you. I don't want to break our trust, but I have to help you get through this. We also have to think about, in this connection, is there a low self-esteem? Is there a mental health issue that's happening with this grandson? The CDC says 1 in 5 kids are suffering from a mental health condition. So is this part of why he's bullying? So we need to figure it out. That's communicating and connecting with our kids. And we need to keep talking and not stop. Just when you think this might be resolved, we've got to keep that communication going and those lines open always.
I love that. Keep the communication going. Okay, just to review, because today's a topic always important, but today especially, the adults in the room, you are the adults in the room, so take control of the situation. We do not bully. Find out the why, and then finally, as you said, communicate and connect. Donna Tetreault here with us on ABC4 News at 4 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us, Donna. And as you just saw from our grandma there, we'd love to see your questions as well. Email them to us at kidsunderconstruction@abc4.com, and Donna will help us break down what we need to know. And if you want to get more from Donna, please check out her podcast. You can find that on our website, abc4.com. Donna, have a great weekend. We appreciate you, and we'll be right back.